Should we discuss revenue for like business model of these short form videos? Maybe start with TikTok.
Yeah, so I mean, for the time being, the revenue model is ads, obviously. So it's mostly advertising financed. The tension there is mostly around, since the platform is so much dedicated to authenticity, how good are brands at creating really authentic, which I think often means a little less polished content. And I think there, the TikTok teams who talk to brands, their experience is a little mixed, where some brands are really good at that and they can sort of build on this notion of authenticity, and then other brands a little less so. And I think that discomfort with, what is this new style that really gives popularity on TikTok, that is one explanation why advertising prices on TikTok are so much less still than they would be on Instagram. So on a per person that you reach base, they charge a fraction. And part of that has to do with, of course, it's a company in growth mode, and so you don't want high prices to undermine your growth. But also at the same time, the new requirements or the difference in the requirements, the kind of content, the kinds of brand stories that do well on TikTok, that's something that brands need to learn. And as a result, having more attractive advertising prices, of course, helps with that process.
Do you think they've completely changed the way, like, not completely changed, but I mean, do you think they've put a dent in the way that advertising is done on like social media platforms? Like, uh, I think one of the slogans that they have is "Don't make ads, make TikToks."
Yeah,
It kind of speaks to that, the way that you present your message to the audience that has to change. It's not like you get maybe celebrities or you have a
yeah,
very well crafted studio session and then you display that ad. I mean, they want to
yeah.
fundamentally. Do you think that's happened or?
Yeah, I think that's happened a little bit. I don't know that that's so completely novel. I don't think it's a big revolution in the way marketing works. It's tailored, just like you tailored your marketing messages to different audiences, to different formats, to different channels. So I feel it's that adjustment process that takes a little while for brands to figure out what works and what doesn't work. But I don't. It doesn't feel like a big revolution in marketing to me. I sometimes see campaigns that are really amazing and advertise and enticing and funny and have exactly the right tone for a medium like TikTok. And then I see lots of advertising that is much more clumsy and probably not. TikTok is not a good home for that kind of advertising. But in the end, that's maybe not so different from other media where you sometimes see really amazing work, and then most of the time most work is sort of average.
If I understood correctly, most of the money that TikTok makes, it makes it from advertisement. Um, I think we touched upon e-commerce as well earlier. Um, so one thing I was curious about, and one number that I kind of recall is I think the revenues for TikTok in the year 21 were about $4 billion, but I think in the same year the revenues for Douyin were about $58 billion. I don't know if I'm getting the numbers correct, but it was around that figure. Um, is the difference mostly due to e-commerce, or am I missing something here?
Yes, yeah, yes, that's correct. I mean, there's the advertising volume obviously on Douyin as well, but then e-commerce is the most substantial change.
So, I think that's why you were talking about how the next evolution for TikTok is also e-commerce. Is that fair?
Yes, I would be very surprised if they didn't try to emulate that, since it's been so successful in China.
But any theories on why they haven't? I mean, 58. I mean, 4 to 58 is a huge. It's a huge difference. Any theories on why they have not yet? I don't know if they've introduced it now, but any theories on why they have not maybe aggressively pursued it?
Not really. I mean, in part, there isn't enormous pressure on the company to be profitable today. So you're thinking, like many other platforms, you're in growth mode. In part, you want to make sure that growth remains stable over time. That often means, commercially speaking, you're a little careful. You don't want to overload people with advertising. You want to carefully test e-commerce. Building e-commerce for fulfillment is also complicated, right? Outside, in particular, now you're far away from your home market, and so how exactly you build those capabilities, I think that's a big and long project, and pushing it off, I think, makes perfect sense.